Wow, what a nice way to end it. That's uh, that's pretty original. I've never seen anything quite like that. They did something different here. I can appreciate it. But that was good. So I gotta get ready. Gotta get my computer together. Gotta finish getting dressed and get ready for the day here. I have my computer bag. All right, good, good. Gotta just make sure I have all my papers ready to go. And we're gonna get started here. Hello? Hey, how long have you been watching this? Oh, 40 seconds. Well, I guess I better get started here. You know what? I just finished watching She-Hulk episode 9. This is She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This series is streaming on Disney Plus. Just finished watching episode 9. Whose show is this? So I guess before I get started for my day, I might as well just tell you what I think about this episode. So this is the season finale of season 1 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney Plus. And this episode wraps up what has been a pretty interesting and fascinating season. You know, as I've said all along, I've reviewed all of these episodes for this series on Disney Plus for this season. And I know this show has caught a lot of flack, for a lot of different reasons. But for me, as I've said all along, I really enjoyed the silly, fun nature of this show. And this episode really takes it to another level. Of course, She-Hulk is Jennifer Walters, played by Tatiana Maslany in this series. And she is an attorney. She's in her 30s. She's a young millennial lawyer, trying to find her way in life on a personal level with her dating life, with her family. And now she has the powers of the Hulk granted to her accidentally by her cousin, who is played by Mark Ruffalo. He plays Bruce Banner in the MCU, and he is the Hulk in the MCU. In episode 1, she gets her powers. Definitely recommend checking out that episode and watching this whole series, because I've really enjoyed this series, seeing Jennifer Walters navigate her life as a young woman, young attorney, trying to figure out, where she wants to go in her life. Now this other dimension opens up in her life where she gets these superpowers, and now she's a She-Hulk, and trying to figure out how to balance all this stuff, how to be a good attorney, how to be a good friend, how to develop, meaningful relationships in her life. And also, does she want to be a superhero or not? Does she want to save the world, or does she just want to be a hero in the courtroom? So just navigating all of that throughout this entire series has been a lot of fun. It's been silly, silly fun. And a lot of people have criticized that, but I've just taken it for what it is. This is not a show that is meant to be taken really all that seriously. They're just having fun with this fun character. And one of the things I really love about She-Hulk is that she breaks the fourth wall. And she does it in this episode in probably the most epic way that I've ever seen executed in entertainment. I mean, it is a really nice way that they did the whole breaking of the fourth wall thing. And it is in that spirit that I'm doing this episode review. Just fast and loose. I'm not going to cut or edit any of this. You're going to get it raw and unedited as it is. So in this episode, episode 9, it takes place picks up pretty much after the events of episode 8, where intelligentsia is able to get She-Hulk to get extremely angry and lose control. And that gets her into a lot of legal trouble. She ends up in a prison cell like Emil Blonsky was in The Abomination. And she now has to figure out how to unravel this mess in her life. And so, the episode takes some really interesting twists and turns, but suffice to say that the episode goes down a particular direction. And then at one point, Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, decides in an ultimate breaking of the fourth wall that this episode and this show and this season is not looking like it's going to end the way she would want it to end, because she recognizes that she is a television character. She is a fictional character. She knows who she is. And I love how she breaks the fourth wall in doing it. And she just says, you know what? I don't like the way this episode is going. I'm going to decide how my show and how my season is going to end. And Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, takes an active role in defining the narrative of how this season and how this episode ends. And I love the way they executed it. I think they did it really well. Tatiana Maslany has been excellent in this season the whole way through. Of course, we also get another appearance from Daredevil Charlie Cox in this episode, a slight appearance. And of course, we do get a very brief return from Big Cousin Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo. Now, unlike the previous episodes, we do get a very brief end credit scene. So we get a scene in the closing credits. This episode runs at about, I think, 27 minutes. So it's the longest episode, I think, of the season to date. And overall, I really enjoyed it. I like the way that Disney did the whole breaking of the fourth wall with She-Hulk. I like the way that she ended this season and ended this episode, basically recrafting some of the narrative beats in a very creative way. I like how she was able to sort of write her own story and write her own ending to this season. And I enjoyed it. I think it was fine. I definitely would recommend it to someone who is open to a lighthearted, show that you don't need to take too seriously. This is not Game of Thrones material. This is not Breaking Bad. Okay, this is She-Hulk, Attorney at Law on Disney Plus. And if you are familiar with She-Hulk in the comics, she often breaks the fourth wall. She doesn't take herself too seriously. There's a lot of comedy incorporated in the superhero action. So I'll just leave it there. I really enjoyed this season, and this is episode 9, and I think they ended it really well. And I'm very interested to see where they take this character in season 2. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this season of She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney Plus? Did you enjoy episode 9? Did you enjoy the way that this season concluded? And if so, if so, let me know that. But also let me know, how would you have ended it differently? Just like Jennifer Walters was able to sort of rewrite the narrative and change the way the season or the way the episode was going, how would you change it? Of course, this episode is titled, Whose Show Is This? The answer is very simple. This show is Jennifer Walters. This show is She-Hulk. And I dug it. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time at the movies. Peace.